All right, so this is Jase from River Rock, and I am here with the voice of Boa, Jasmine. I'm not too bad. I'm not going to lie, I might be a little bit nervous.
Okay.
Because I basically came across you guys probably the way that most of the people my age probably did, which is through a particular anime, Serial Experiments. And I fell in love with the opening theme. When I got the notification that you guys had reformed based on the sudden storm that came across TikTok, well, I was really taken by surprise, to say the least. And then you started the UK tour, I think, shortly after, just at the point where I moved to Amsterdam.
Oh, did
So I had to sit and be a bit patient, and finally caught you at Toll House Town last year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Wonderful show as well.
That was great, yeah.
So the main thing that's like sort of that I've been burning to ask, as it were, is how are you weathering all of this?
Well, I mean, it's a lot. It was a lot because we sort of went into it sort of very innocently, like, oh, this is really cool. We're just going to write some songs and see how it goes. And then we played at Colours in Hoxton and it sold out in 13 minutes. And we're like, what? And there's something wrong with the internet. And then it started to do really well. And we were like, what? This is great. But it was quite a lot of pressure to kind of get into the mindset of that door's creaking, isn't it? It's not me. It's that realization that we were actually on tour, and that's very different from what we might, like people in their 20s getting in the back of a van and going off. We're a bit older than that now, and having to kind of consider a bit more about what we were doing and social media and what that was looking like for us, and so there was quite a lot of thinking to do, and there was a lot of bigger picture thinking about the business of Boa. And I think what I've realised personally is that I really do love touring and I really do love performing live and stuff, and that's part of the joy of it for me. On a really selfish level, I just enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly seems that you've capitalised on it, to say the least.
Yeah.
Latin America, North America as well, Europe. Have you done Australia yet? Or?
Yeah, we did Australia. It was just brilliant, and I mean, you can't think of anything better, can you, than to go and play to people who want to hear the music. And you've been promising for years to go to like Latin America, which we did, and because we've got a really strong fan base there because of the anime being quite enjoyed around the world, and especially in Latin America. So I was just determined to go. It was great, and we played at Corona Capital. It was just fab.
Yeah, I can imagine it came as a bit of a shock when everything just suddenly started kicking off with that one particular song.
Yes, yeah, it did.
Because I just checked Spotify just out of curiosity. That's past 1 billion streams.
It has. We're part of the billionaire club.
That's incredible.
I know.
It really is.
It's really incredible.
And the listenership as well for like a lot of Twilight as well is also really good. I mean, I'm glad that people are finding the songs that are very much a defining part of my teenage years, like Fool and Rain. And
yeah.
And I remember them still being very much a big hallmark of the set last year as well.
Yeah.
People were still singing along and screaming every word. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. It's really great. And we had like mosh pits going on in Chicago, and in Detroit, and in Buenos Aires. So that was quite amusing to Fool anyway. Yeah, it's been great. And actually, even the newer songs that when we play them live, everyone seems to know them and stuff. So it's been great.
I distinctly remember there being quite a positive reception to the songs off Whiplash as well.
Yeah,
it's also quite surprising when you've got such a gap between albums as well. You've very much held on to like the core of the sound that you still had.
Yeah.
Was it very like natural when you decided to get back in the studio?
It was really lovely. I would say, I mean, I would put it all down to Alex really, because he's sort of in that time from bass he's gone to guitar as well. No, I was just saying, I would put that at the feet of Alex, because he was sort of, not only a great bassist, but a really great guitarist. And he came up with an awful lot of the riffs, and he was very considered about the past and that we've done, and sort of referencing back to that. His drumming is kind of quintessentially Boa sound, and for me, having done folky kind of music to being able to sing loud and heavy and hard, I enjoyed that, yeah.
So was there like a significant amount of like life experiences that you could lean on?
Yeah. I mean, none of us are healed. No, I would say that we called it the breakups and breakdowns and divorces album. So
yeah, it's got a lovely vibe to it, and I'm looking forward especially to seeing how it sounds tonight. It's like Paradiso to me. It still ranks as like pretty much the top venue for acoustics in this country.
Oh, really?
I get around the country a lot, and Paradiso to me is been superb every single time I've seen
Stunning. Beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to playing here. God, but it's so beautiful here.
Yeah, it's. I mean, just for a bit of context in the interview, we're currently sat at the back of the venue, one of Amsterdam's rather picturesque canals. I don't think this would be a better area for it, really. Tolhouse Town was lovely, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Not quite as scenic, I think.
Well, it was freezing as well,
yeah.
So we couldn't sit outside.
4th
We would have
February.
just died.
Has there been any sort of surprising experiences so far with like doing all of these tours all around the world? Any ones that really stand out?
Oh, well, the mosh pits were very surprising, and also just the general diversity of the audience has been incredible to see, and just everybody having a really great time. A lot of people come on their own and just get to know people and make friends, and it just seems like a really friendly atmosphere, and I'm just really surprised that it's sort of hit the kind of people that we would probably like to go and have a cup of tea with ourselves,
Because I remember distinctly as well the sort of dichotomy of people in the audience. You had like the old elder millennials like myself, and then a swath of people that were 16 to 18,
and
they've not even finished school yet, and it's just it's an interesting sort of thing to be a part of that as well.
Yeah,
because it's all united in obviously the love of your music and everything and what it stands for. Your mannerisms on stage have always been very, very nice as well, because you always take the time to explain things. Like, is there a thing that you lean on really to like sort of connect with the audience in the way that you approach it?
I just see everyone's faces and I just think they look so wonderfully lovely, and I just feel really grateful. I mean, I'm just generally ridiculously grateful to even have this experience. I know it sounds a bit far too earnest when I should be sounding moody and mysterious, but the reality is like it's just beautiful. We wrote these songs really for ourselves because we're all a bit, we're all just trying to find our identity and our way in life, and we were each other's sort of crux during our growing up period, and sort of to find that we offered that warmth to other people was a really beautiful thing. I don't think any of us expected it, but we were really pleased by it. And we still reach out to everybody, and everybody's really like chuffed about the brilliance, and I mean, numbers are just numbers, but the reality is that it obviously means it's hit somewhere. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it is easy to just say it's a number. It's still a staggering amount that that song is connected with people for, and then it's been like a lead-in for everything else, because it was the same for me, like 16 years old, hearing that song for the first time, watching the anime, and then going, right, I need to find out who this band is, and then scurrying off to HMV, finding Twilight, and then
you found it. You actually found it.
Yeah, I found it there in HMV in Middlesbrough.
Wow, I didn't even know it was on.
Yeah, went in there, got hold of the CD, took it back home. I ripped it to my music library because I'm still I'm a digital guy, and then listening to it constantly through playing all the video games and everything that I did. It was kind of like this is a defining song of my my teenage years.
Oh, that's
nice. I'm a metalhead and stuff. I listen to all sorts of stuff these days, but there was just something about always coming back to that like really pleasant melody that goes with it, and the memories that it still holds for me. It's a wonderful thing. So I don't doubt I'm going to be somewhere in the audience crying.
Let's see if we can make you cry.
It's like it's only the first like two notes or something like that, and then
it is a very it's of a time, isn't it? It's sort of, it's lovely. It still hits me as well in that way, which is cool. Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day because I reconnected with a friend of mine, and I was like, I remember coming back from his house, and I sort of. The sun was rising because it was a late night, and I remember sitting and writing the poetry, because I would sort of write a poem and then the words would come from that for songs. And I remember writing that poem like when the sun was coming up, and it was a particular memory as well, which makes it even more like a recovered memory of it, and all the more poignant because this has become such an important song for me in my life and stuff.
Yeah, because one of the ones that I think I distinctly remember last year, I can't remember which song it was off the top of my head, I believe you were talking about the experience of shared identities between sort of like ethnic ancestry.
It's probably Fool, maybe. Fool has always been about, sort of figuring out that interplay of when I was coming up. I was kind of trying to understand my I was young enough that there was almost like a choice could be made, almost. I could, I suppose, have learned Japanese and moved to Japan at that point or whatever. But I think now that I'm getting older, it's more about like me being a woman getting older, or I don't know. I mean, still being mixed race is a important and prescient consideration, but there's also this other line of identity. Maybe when you get older, I can't really speak for anyone else, but you start to become quite relaxed about who you are, maybe a bit more.
Yeah, I can sort of empathise. Our tourist boards next to us. I can kind of empathise a little bit with it as well, because I've had a similar sort of feeling with departing the UK, moving to the Netherlands. Yeah. It's probably less so now, but for the first sort of year or so, I felt like I was straddling two very, very different lives, because the culture here is, it's reasonably similar to the point where it's easy to sort of fit in, but there's always this kind of it's invisible curtain or something. It's always there. So I can kind of I empathise with that to an extent.
Sure. Yeah, and I think that's the point, isn't it? Is that we're always going through, hopefully always reassessing our identities. Because if you stayed thinking you were the same person continuously, I think there might be something missing in that case. So I think it's quite healthy to just always be sort of reconsidering. And we change friendship groups, we change our attitudes to family, our families change, everybody changes. And I guess maybe sometimes we're kind of looking for certainty. And when we're looking at self-identity, we're trying to find that identity, that's the centre point that we can stick to. I still haven't really found it. All I know is that wherever I tour, whatever I do, it's always the natural points that kind of keep me grounded. Luckily, I'm touring with people who feel the same way, so we all will try to kind of keep it, go for a run or go for a walk or just connect somehow.
I distinctly remember, I think it was maybe a couple of weeks back, you posted on Instagram about any sort of tips or anything for Amsterdam. Did you do anything today?
What did
I think it was just recommendations for stuff to see.
Well, we went to, is it Back in Black, the coffee shop? That was about it.
Right.
And then we had a good look. We had a lovely noodles last night. No, we didn't do much. Shannon managed, our keyboardist unfortunately fell over and sprained his ankle really badly when he was running. And it was our fault because we're kind of going, hi, you all right? No, it wasn't our fault. It wasn't anybody's fault at all. It was just one of those things. But no, I think we didn't really manage to do too much so far in Amsterdam, which is a shame. And the last time I was here was in the 90s as a youngster. And I did go to see Rembrandt's museum and Van Gogh museum.
Yeah, I think the take on the culture and history is, I probably have a very different view to it compared to the first time I came here as well.
I'm sure.
When I was 21, I was not concerned with the Rijksmuseum.
Exactly. Well, there was other things as well.
Yeah, but now that I'm I'm approaching 40 at this point, so now that Olivia, I've got a museum card.
Oh, nice.
So I get basically free access to a lot of the museums and stuff.
The golden card.
It is. It's very,
ticket.
very nice. It's an interesting city to live in because of there's just the sheer volume of museums and stuff.
Incredible.
It's an interesting thing to be here, but at the very least, I get to see you guys play again, literally in my backyard, because I live 5 minutes out.
Oh, you don't, do you? Oh, yeah. It's really nice around here.
Yeah, it's a fortunate place to be in, but also having wonderful venues like this.
Honestly, this kind of venue is just golden, isn't it? It's just beautiful, absolutely stunning.
It's a repurposed church. Remember right?
Is it? That's what we wondered about it, actually.
Yeah, I think it was a church at one point. I think it was a Freemasons hall for a short while as well. But yeah, the acoustics are just so. I'm a little bit buzzed to see how it's going to sound, because Toll House sounds nice, but it's very, very compact.
Yes.
So you don't really get a lot of air breathing around.
Yeah.
And the sound and everything. So we'll see how it goes tonight.
Yeah.
Other than that, have you got anything sort of on the horizon that's coming up that you're very...
Well, we're obviously very excited about the Billion Streams. We're also really excited because we're going to be touring the States again, and we've got another tour coming up in October, which we're going to be announcing soon. And then we've got I think it's the 25th anniversary of Twilight as well this year, so we'll have to see what we're going to be doing for that. We're quite short notice planning kind of band. Apparently, everybody plans things years in advance. We have not been doing that. So.
Oh, well, I'll be looking forward to see how you celebrate it. It'll be nice to give it a spin again in honour of the anniversary.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that draws it very nicely to a close. So thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, well,
it's an absolute pleasure to meet you finally in person.
Oh no, yeah, great, so, thank you. Lovely to meet you, and it's really funny that you're one of my father's people. He's from Middlesbrough.